Like a bullet from a gun, it burns. When you realise she was never your girl, it was just your turn. You gotta face your demons, don't matter how much money you earn.
Kick it off.
We are currently in Sese in Bali, and we're going to film a little episode of us just talking shit for about half an hour before we leave the villa. Long form content. Talk to you about life, business, what we do, how we make money, how we enjoy our time, etc. Ellis, who are you?
I'm Ellis. No. Ellis, Deacon, run an info product agency, transitioning out of the Defence Force, going fully online.
How long have you been in the Defence Force for?
6 years. 6 long years.
In the Navy, working on submarines.
Yes, sir. But yeah, found this whole online money thing a couple years back. Tried a few different things.
Now
Some
you're all
worked,
in.
some didn't. And I'm here in info, running it up.
Running it up, helping people make money, helping online people make online money.
That's it. Name of the game. Provide as much value as possible and you'll be paid accordingly.
That's it. And me, I'm just Danny. I've got a photo studio back in Perth, but my main business is helping people build and monetize personal brands through content automation and content creation. That's what I do. That's what I'm here doing. That's what we're going to Bangkok to be doing. And Ellis and I have been working together to build out a new offer, and we're also filming some new content for him so that he can scale up the info product side of things as well.
Yes, sir.
Sweet. We got a couple questions from an Instagram story that I put up last night, so we'll kick it off with that. First question being, probably the most important of all, is how many eggs do you eat a day?
Me. I don't eat the same thing every day, so it's hard to say, but eggs per day.
I feel like eggs per day ratio is how you
I'd-
should measure success.
Yeah, I'd give more eggs per week for me, I think.
Yeah.
I'd say at least two cartons.
Yeah, so basically if you're not eating 6 eggs a day, there's no way you can make 6 figures a month.
That's
So
pretty
just
much
make sure you have 6 eggs a day, at least.
it. Yeah. No, 100% agree.
No, eggs are good. I eat a lot of eggs. All seriousness, I probably eat. When I'm back home, I'll have at least 6 eggs a day. But when I'm here, I'm probably eating less eggs. But eggs are important. Make sure you get your protein in. Thoughts on eggs?
Couldn't have said it better myself, mate.
Yeah, thought so. All right, next question. What's your key to gaining what is
Might have to cut this
Just
up.
clip that. What's the key to gaining success as it's deemed in your eyes?
Great question. Yeah, obviously success is completely different from every person. Like everyone has their own definition. For me personally, I think it's just being able to live on your own terms, no matter what that is. Like whether you want to travel, whether you want to be the richest person in the world. Like for me, it's being able to work from anywhere in the world and make the same amount of money. Whether that be 50k a month, whether it be 100k a month, whatever it is. Just making enough money that allows you to live how you want to live. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, as you said, success is different for everyone. For me and for most people in business, a lot of the time it does come back to a financial figure. But the reality of it is, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Money is a big part, but I think what we're all chasing is freedom. And if you can have time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom, then that's success. And I think the key to achieving that is just getting clear on what it looks like to you and understanding that your ideal vision and your dream life is nobody else's but yours. And once you're clear on that picture and you stop comparing yourself to others and your life to others, I think that's when you start to find freedom, and that's when you start to build success. I don't think it's anything anybody else can do for you but yourself at the end of the day. And I think you've got to get really clear on the picture of what success looks like for you, and then whatever that is, just go balls to the wall and make sure that you make it happen. For me, success is freedom for myself and freedom for my family, and I'm not there yet, but I'm on the pathway and the trajectory towards that. And waking up every day and moving towards that goal feels like success to me. So just get clear on the vision for yourself, and I think the key to finding it will just come as part of the process.
100%. Yeah, you can't get caught up like looking at other people's lives and wishing that you were living like that, because to be honest, they've probably been in the game a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
They're at a different level.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, I like that. Get that shit tatted, bro.
Run it up.
But yeah, like you can't compare your level 1 to someone else's level 10, right? Like they just did it earlier than you.
Mm-hmm.
So your journey starts now. Theirs might have started a little bit before yours, but it's all right. It's just part of the process. Fall in love with the journey. Because to be honest, I think the journey can be funner than the destination sometimes. Like you build up this massive like expectation of what it's going to be like once you make it, and you look back and you just, what got you there is the main thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. When I look back on everything that I've done over the last 5 or 6 years in my business, like at times some of the worst periods in terms of business have actually been the biggest lessons. And when I look back at them now, they're probably the times that I enjoy it the most when it comes to reflection, especially considering when I was in it, I felt like I was completely snowed under and didn't want anything more than to be out of it. But yeah, looking back, I think all those parts and all those moments are necessary, and without them, you're not where we are today. We're not sat here.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like the key, I think the key is really just, like I said, defining what it looks like to you, and then making sure that every single day you're using that as your North Star. That's the thing that you're working towards. Whatever success looks like to you, you're just on a mission every single day to get one step closer to that feeling, to that outcome. And understand as well that the outcome is never going to be achieved. It's always going to be a moving point, and accepting the fact that that's going to be the case, but continuing to work every day towards the moving end goal.
Yeah. You got to act like the person you want to be at the end of the road every day. And every day won't look like that.
No, not at all.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
Just as long as you do more good things than bad things, and stay on track as much as you possibly can, you'll run it up.
Yeah, I think that's the key. That's my key. Hopefully that answered the question. There's some value in there that somebody can find.
Yeah, hopefully. All
right, moving on to the next question. How do you balance quality and speed in business?
It's hard, for sure. But I don't know, I think speed's great and all, but you have to remember your purpose. And if you can provide the most quality while being the most efficient version of yourself, definitely aim for that. But don't diminish quality for speed, because that's when you start getting angry clients and churn rates and everything like that. So
yeah, 100%. I think that the main focus, especially when you're starting, should always be quality and building out a good service. And then speed comes later down the track. I think always focus on quality, and then as time goes on, you got to build out some systems for yourself, automate certain things where you can, and then that's when speed starts to come into play.
Yeah.
And remember, you're also going to eventually build out a team. You're going to have people in place that do certain things for you. You're going to delegate tasks to make your life easier and make sure that the quality stays at a level that you're satisfied with, the client's satisfied with, and the speed is just going to get quicker and quicker. And this is something that I've been, I'm still figuring out now as part of the service that I offer in terms of content creation. I think speed's a massive thing because clients want quick wins and they want to see results. But at the same time, as Ellis said, you can't diminish quality for speed. So finding that balance, and then I think the main thing for me is focus on getting it right in terms of quality first. And then once you've got it to a point where everyone's satisfied, everyone's happy, everyone's impressed with the quality, then start to look at what you can put into place in terms of systems, automations, etc., to increase that speed time.
Yeah, no, that's 100% right. Like, speed just comes with reps. Like, the more you do it, the quicker you'll get.
Yeah.
The more you can do it, the more money you can make, the more you can delegate, the more you can invest in softwares,
Yeah.
everything like that.
I think you get to a certain point where you have to start buying back your time as well.
Yeah. Well, that's where the freedom comes in, right? From the last question, like.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't be working 12 hours a day for fucking 2 or 3 years straight. Like, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
There's definitely periods of time that you need to be working that long, but getting out of them habits and then work routines as quick as possible is the aim of the game. So, yeah, provide the most quality that you can at the start, like provide the most value, whatever it is you're in. Speed will come, systems will come, just baby steps, little bits at a time, build and build and build, and then before you know it, you'll have a full system in place where you might not even have to touch the business.
Yeah, I think that's the way it works. And that's what I've seen from being here as well, is most people I've spoken to that are in business, when they show me their back end of the businesses that they're running, on the surface, you might look from the outside at maybe the offer they've got or the business they're providing, the service they're providing to their clients. And it doesn't look like much, but when they take you behind the scenes, especially some of the conversations I've had here, the back end that I've seen is literally everything. Like, they wouldn't have a business without the back end.
Yeah.
And the systems, and these are systems they've been building, over years and years and years, and constantly iterating. And I think that's been the biggest, the most pivotal part of success for them, and providing a good service and good quality is the fact that they're so heavily reliant on these systems. And if there's anything you're going to rely on, then I think it should be systems and it should be automations, because that is the way to buy back your time.
Yeah. I think you said before, like, little wins as well, especially in client-based businesses, right? Like, as long as you get little wins all the time, your clients will be happy. Another thing about client-based business as well, just be a normal person, bro.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Like, just be yourself. Like, depends on, like, who you're dealing with, but most of the time, like, it doesn't have to be super professional. Like, just be you. Like, this is your business at the end of the day, right? And, like, that's why we work online, because we don't want a brick and mortar business. We don't want to be real business owners, like, at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We just want, we want to make some money online. We want to work with cool people. Want to experience cool things. Like,
yeah, don't change yourself to meet someone's needs, because if you've got to do that, then they're probably not someone you want to work with anyway. So, just be who you are. Don't change for anyone.
100%.
The right people will want to work with you. Yeah. And they're going to be the people you're going to provide the best service to. They're going to have the best results. You're going to have the most fun doing it. Yep. So yeah.
You build friendships as well.
Yeah.
I like doing business with friends, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Keep a certain level of professionalism always, but definitely don't change.
Yeah, don't take it too far, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, that was a good question. Next one from Siffy Davies.
Siffy Davies.
What is your 5-year plan?
Fuck a 5-year plan, bro, honestly. Just focus on the day to day. Like, yeah, you can have goals for 5 years, but
Don't get lost in it.
nah, don't get lost in it. Like, just focus on what's next. Get your wins day by day. And then once you do have like a full clear picture down the line, I think setting maybe good yearly plans is good. 6 months to a year down the line where you want to be, look at that. Because if you look at 5 years down the line, you're going to get way too caught up in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's way too far in the future to think about. Obviously, like, you know, building a family and stuff like that is great, and you should look at that. But in terms of business, like, yeah, 5 years is a very long time in the future. Like, you could be a completely different person in 5 years.
Well, yeah,
And
5 years ago, like,
Yeah, 5 years ago, like, bro.
yeah, 5 years ago, I don't even know what I was doing.
I know what I was doing.
Probably crying in a room somewhere because my business wasn't working.
Oh, I know. I definitely wasn't even thinking about business 5 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
I was doing some haram shit. So yeah, 5 years for me. That's just my personal opinion, but I think it's way too far down the line to think about. 6 months to a year, yeah, 100%. Think about that and strive for that. Focus every day on building what you want to build in that time. But yeah, 5 years, too much.
Yeah, 5 years is a long time. I think this question, like what it comes back to is everyone feels lost at certain points, and it's hard to sort of, I've been there, like, where am I going? What am I doing all of this for, etc. I still have those thoughts now.
Yeah. You're always going to have those thoughts.
Yeah, you're always going to have, but I just think the most important thing is finding your North Star, and your North Star is your purpose. So figuring out what that is to you, what's going to be most important to you in the long run. For me, it's family, it's freedom, it's good relationships, it's a feeling, essentially. So I don't look at 5 years necessarily. I definitely, like you said, look at yearly plans and yearly goals and try and hit them every day, work towards them every day. When it comes to, you know, having 5 year, 10-year plans, it can get quite messy and you can get lost in it. So I think just know what your purpose is, know what your North Star is, what are the things that you want in life more than anything in the world, and then work towards those things.
I like it.
Yeah. Don't get lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce. Like, think about it, right? If you are watching this at home, wherever you are, where were you 5 years ago and where are you now? Like, would you even have thought, like, at all that you'd be where you were now 5 years ago?
Yeah, literally, when I think about myself 5 years ago, I was 18. So I was probably just transitioning from a labor job to my first creative job. And I had no idea that I'd be here now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 5 years ago, I was like, what? When was that, 2020? I was like a year in the Navy, just focused on qualifying as a submariner. That's all my focus was.
With that said, like, I think 5 years ago, I didn't know it, but I did have, you know, the shadows of a North Star. Like, I could somewhat see, I knew that I wanted to work for myself.
I didn't.
Yes, like I knew like certain things at the time, and over, you know, the next 5 years leading up to this point, I worked towards those. And there's been setbacks, there's been, you know, slow periods, there's been quick periods, there's been big losses, there's been big wins. But yeah, I think at that point still I sort of had some understanding of what my North Star looked like, but a very vague idea. And I think now, over, you know, the 5 years that have just passed, it's been about sort of strengthening that and getting clear on that picture for me.
Sick.
Yeah.
I think you answered that, right?
Yeah. Pretty good question. Thanks, Siffy. Next question. How do you tune your mind to stick to focusing on building your brand?
Well, I don't have a brand yet. That's what I'm trying to do now. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm here with you.
Why do you need a brand?
Credibility. Like I said yesterday, like, it's yours, right? No one could take that from you, your personal brand. But for me, like, I'm building it for credibility, for my work, because like I said before, like, people want to work with real people. So in client or service-based businesses, like, if you have something that your clients can look back on and realize that they are working, that they can put their trust in you to get them results, it helps out tenfold. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, personal brand, no one can ever take that from you. That's yours, no matter what situation you're in, no matter, you know, what the scenario is, it's always yours.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it everywhere now, especially in the online business space. Personal brand is becoming possibly the biggest asset.
100%.
And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. When you look at the people in the world that are, you know, most influential and equally successful in terms of what success looks like to them, they all have personal brands. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, you know, regardless if you think they're good people or bad people, they've got personal brands and they have massive influence.
Yeah, you haven't made it till you got haters, bro.
Yeah.
So
Nobody is
when
like,
you start getting haters, you know you're right.
Not everyone can agree with you. There's going to be things that you think differently about, and yeah, don't even think about that stuff. When it comes to tuning my mind to focusing on building my brand, I think what it comes back to is just simplifying your thoughts. I think there's two things. If we're talking about online business, there's really two things that you should be focusing on, and that's providing a quality service to your clients and building a brand for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't really be thinking outside those two.
And that's
pillars.
in order, I think.
Yeah, in
like,
order.
Focus on building your business first, and then once you have the results, then you can look at building your own brand. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you can have a personal brand, but no one's going to want to work with you if you don't have any value to give.
Yeah.
So focus on building your business first, and then look into your personal brand to elevate that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you've got to figure out what the service is that you're offering.
Yeah.
Do a really, really good job of that. Make sure that you're providing that quality service to whoever it is you're working with every single day. You provide value. Build the business model. From there, that's when you start to treat yourself like a client. And once you get to that point, realistically, you should be putting yourself at the forefront of clients, because nobody, as Ellis said, nobody can take you away from you. Nobody can imitate you. And yeah, I think something that I've learned in the last 6 months is it gets to a point where you can do so much for clients and, you know, delivering a service, but at some point you have to give back time to yourself. And I think that's when you start to leverage and, you know, pull those strings on personal branding.
Yeah.
But it's not something, you know, that you should put before providing a quality service. Yeah. Always put quality service first in terms of what you're offering. And then, you know, once you reach a point where you can put equally as much effort into your own personal brand, then you have to do that, because you're doing a disservice to yourself if you're not doing that.
100%. And it comes back to, like, hiring people at that point and systemizing and everything. Like, if you're a cool guy or girl, whatever, and you have a good personal brand, like, you've established yourself in that aspect, people want to work for you as well. Like, not just with you, but they want to work for you. I know a few people out there that I would love to work for just because I've seen them online and I think, you know, they're cool people. They've got cool things going.
Yeah.
And you want to be a part of that journey.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it, you know, even if you bring it back to, like, our situation, how we met and how we got in contact. Obviously, we grew up, went to the same school, but we wasn't necessarily in contact until the last 12 months. Yeah. And I think the reason for that is because I had somewhat, it's by no means big, but I was sharing things online that Ellis saw, and he was in the same space. And then from there, you just start to build those connections.
Yeah. And then even from there, like, even the people we've met here, and the people that, like, I've met in Bangkok and stuff when I was there last year, was because they had personal brands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you want to reach out to them. You want to exchange value, see if you can help them out, see if they can help you out. Because that's all life is. It's all transactional at the end of the day.
It is transactional. Like all relationships are transactional in one way or another. And just because it's transactional doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
No, 100%.
But yeah, again, when it comes to personal brand, like, don't change yourself. Because if you change yourself, you've got to live up to an image that you're not.
Yeah.
That camera just turned off.
Damn.
This one's still on. Don't change yourself. You don't want to live up to something you're not, because you're just going to get carried away. You're going to get lost. You're not going to feel like yourself. You're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, you're going to hate it.
So,
don't want to live a lie.
no, do
So
not. live a
it's
lie.
harder. It's harder than
Just-
doing it.
Literally, when it comes to
Logic.
personal brand, be who you are, live your life, and then find a way to pick up a camera and film every single part of it and share that so that people can see what you do.
Yeah.
And because of that, people are going to see your interests, and people that have the same interests as you are going to align themselves with you. They're going to want to work with you. They're going to want to be around you.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're just going to be lifted up
Yeah.
and around better people.
I mean, that's the excuse that I made as well. Like before now, it's just that people don't want to see my life. Like I thought it was boring. All I do
yeah.
is work and train. So like, yeah, I was just
Yeah.
making that excuse, but now I need to figure out how I'm going to make that the most, how do I say, like relatable as possible. Because one of my previous clients was saying this to me. Like I said the same thing to her. She said, people relate to that. You know what I mean? Like people want to see you build in public, see it from the ground up. You know what I mean? And they'll take inspiration from that, and you know it might help someone else start.
Yeah, I think more people are interested than we actually think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Everyone thinks that no one wants to see their life. Their life's
Yeah.
boring, but people love it.
What I've come to found is people are incredibly nosy, and if you start sharing things about your life, they're gonna take interest in it just because it's something external to their life, and there's gonna be some value in it in some way, shape, or form, especially when it comes to business owners. You know, when you look at people that have done it well, Daniel Dalen, for example, he probably lives a super boring life, but he finds a way to make it look pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And
It helps when
That's-
you find first class and everything.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But no, yeah, Danny Dalen's a great example. Like the building in public thing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen his videos. He works for literally like 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
And puts different shots in the video, and it makes it look cool. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta be creative with it. And I know that's like easier said than done, but
Yeah.
find what works for you and double down on it. Find your, say, niche, but find your style. Find your pillars, find your purpose.
It can get super confusing. Like, there's a lot to think about when it comes to it, and I think people overcomplicate it. So,
And just try shit.
yeah, definitely.
Like, if
just
it doesn't
try
work, who cares? Try something else. Like, as long as you tried. Because you're never going to know otherwise. You're always thinking, what if?
things. Yeah.
So just try it. Like, don't be afraid to fail. There's just lessons at the end of the day. Like, try it. If it fails, so what? Like, the only thing that's different now is that you've learned something and you're in the same position you were before.
Yeah.
Like, is that really the end of the world?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, personal brand's massive. I could talk about this for days on end, but I'm not going to. But yeah,
We got
I
a flight
think-
to catch, buddy.
Yeah, we got a flight to catch. All right, let's wrap it up because we actually do have to leave. It's 10 past 8 and we've got 20 minutes until we head to the airport. So, any final words of wisdom?
Don't leave your long form clips for the day you're leaving,
Yeah.
especially if it's in the morning, because
We picked a good morning for it, to be fair.
nah, it's a ripper. The weather's been absolutely dog water since we've been here, but it's picked up when we're leaving. Funny that.
Yeah, standard.
Do you want to go on more?
That's it.
Is it? Well,
Final words of wisdom from me. I heard something this morning from a previous client and good friend of mine, Milan, and he said that we can only ascend as high as our roots are deep. And I think that's something to think about. So when it comes to that quote, build out the foundations, make sure that you've got strong roots, you're well thought out about the things that you do, your values, your morals, make sure that they're strong, and then you can ascend a lot higher than just focusing on the top end stuff.
Yep. I think the last thing for me is, again, just try shit.
Yeah.
That's a thing that I've really, I don't know words, prided myself on. It's just like, just trying shit. If you want to do it, just try it. If it doesn't work, like, who cares? What's the risk?
Yeah,
You
run the
actually-
risk. Literally just run the risk.
Most of the time there is no risk. Like, unless you want to put your life savings into Pepe or some shit.
Yeah.
There's not really a risk. Like, yeah, you might lose a couple $1,000s here and there, but money comes, money goes. Like, you'll make
Yeah.
it back. It's energy at the end of the day. Like, just, you have to really, like, sit down and assess the pros and cons, and I think 99% of the time you will find that the pros heavily outweigh the cons, and the cons aren't really that bad.
Yeah.
Like, for me, for example, right, I've got a good thing going now. I'm about to move to Bangkok. I'm about to go fully online, move to a completely different environment, with the goal of enhancing myself, enhancing my brand, networking with the right people, and building an even bigger business. And the risk for that is maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe I fall flat on my feet 6 months down the line and I've got nothing going for me. But I've learnt skills that I will probably never go broke again with. I've learnt the skills of sales, I've learnt the skills of marketing. Like, they're two invaluable skills these days. Especially in the industry I'm in. So if it does pan out that it doesn't work out, then I'll just move back home.
Yeah.
I'll just go back to the Navy, like, and at least I've tried. At least I've got that in my back pocket. At least I had the experience. At least I've learnt things. And I'll just be back in the same position I am now. Maybe with a couple less $1,000s in my bank account, which at the end of the day, like, bro, I'm 24 years old. It's not like I'm going to retire anytime soon. So
That's
just
it,
make
yeah.
the money back.
Like, as you said, everything is energy, and I think you've always got to take risks. You've got to always.
If you can't take a risk, it's just not for you. Like,
Yeah, it's not.
if you,
Everything's risky.
yeah, it's okay to be scared, but if you're scared to the point where, like, you can't even live with yourself, like, you can't breathe, this shit's not for you. Like, stay in the safe route, safe.
Yeah.
And just keep doing that. Like, double down on that, because if you can't bring yourself to take a little risk for yourself and for the life you want, just give up. Like, that's as hard as it sounds. Like, it's just not for you.
Yeah. You actually, when you think about it, you actually cannot have anything without sacrificing something.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it's energy, it's frequency. You can't have anything without sacrificing something. I can't take the next breath without giving up the breath that I'm taking now. It's literally that. You can't have what you want if you're not willing to sacrifice some of the things that you have. Be mindful, assess your situation, be smart in your decision making, be calculated, but don't let the calculation stop you from taking action.
I like it. That's about
That
it.
was pretty good.
That was alright. Hopefully they got value.
I think there's some good nuggets in there, some good eggs.
More eggs, eh?
More eggs.
Alright, we gotta go to Bangkok.
Yeah, we're off to Bangkok, so we'll love and leave you all there.
Do you reckon you'll post this while we're in Bangkok?
Yeah, we'll just chuck it up on YouTube.
Think
Whatever
we'll-
happens, happens.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
Fuck it, let's run it.
All right. Thanks for the questions. thanks for the chat, Ellis. It's lovely to speak to you.
Thanks for having me, bro. I might start I will start YouTube now, actually. So
Yeah, Ellis is on.
Run it
Personal
up.
brand season
Run
is
it
in full
up.
swing.
a
Where can
million
people-
subscribers
where can
by
people find
the end
you?
of 25. Huh?
Where can people find you?
Instagram at Ellis Deacon _. That's all I really use. YouTube will probably just be Ellis Deacon.
Yeah.
No Twitter yet. Well, I have Twitter, but I don't use it. I need to get on that.
Yeah.
No Tinder profile either. Sorry. No, I just use my personal brand as my Tinder profile.
Yeah. Yeah. That's us.
Peace,
Peace. I hope that was filming, hey?
bro.